Alrighty, traders. So I've got a really big market update for you today. I'm going to be sharing with you just the technical analysis across all the indices, silver, gold. You're going to be looking at the mining sector as well too. I'm going to have a slurry of looking at a lot of the different tech stocks as well too in today's video. I'm also going to be sharing with you a trade that I took yesterday on the futures markets. I'm going to share with you the exact setup I use. And the exact pattern I use, and the entries and the exits and all that sort of stuff as well too. So we've got plus there's a lot of things that I want to cover in today's session. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so let's get straight into it. Firstly, I actually just want to start off with, guys, before I get into to the technical analysis, I want to start off with my trading system that I use. You see, I've actually talked about this in the past, right? That when I'm doing my market updates, you see these charts here, and if I bring up my other charts, by the way, guys, I use TC2000 in my charting software. This is TC2000. I use this because for me personally, what I use is that I actually have a scanning process. And if I actually click on this thing here, see this here? So this is actually a scanning process here. And again, all my private clients actually get access to this here. And what I do is, as you can see, instead of me going through 1,000 stocks or a couple of thousand stocks, you can see here, look at this here. So this is scan number 1, which brought back 10 stocks. This is scan number 2, which brought back 10 stocks. This is scan number 3, 4 stocks. And then scan number 6, this one here. So this is the reason why I use TC2000, because I've created scans. Now I actually went and paid a program at $10,000 to create codes, and then I put the codes into this program to help me find my trade. So instead of me spending hours and hours and hours every day, I use this TC2000 platform to look for the setups that I'm actually looking for, right? And then I have just a generic scan here that I'll talk about a bit later on. There's actually something pretty cool that I want to mention about this scan later on. So wait till I mention that. But that's the reason why, guys, I personally use this charting software called TC2000, because I have a really massively high win-loss ratio. I have a really good trading system, and so therefore what I do is I use the AI, I use this software to help me find the trade. So therefore I can have I literally do. I have all my trading done on the stock market in literally half an hour every day. Every day from 3:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. This is obviously on the US stock market. I run my scans, and because the scans do most of the work for me, I only have to go through these stocks here really quickly. It literally takes me maybe 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes to go through all these stocks, to go through my checklist to see which ones are benefiting me, right? So I don't believe having an AI do all the work for you, getting in, getting out, so on and so forth. That's not professional trading. If you want to be professional trading, what I truly believe is you have a really good trading system, and then you have the scans bring up potentials for you, and then you go through the ones to make sure that you are 100% confident in that trade, right? When you do that, you can combine those things together, which is pretty powerful. So that's the reason why I use this TC2000 platform. And again, my private clients get access to those scans as well too. Now, let me share with you a trade that I did on the futures markets yesterday. So for me personally, guys, I trade maybe an hour to 2 hours a day maximum, right? Half an hour or so first thing, because I'm in Australia, right? For me personally, I live in Australia. So I get up first thing in the morning, and which is right now is around 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. And then what I do is from 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m., I run the scans on the US stock market, and I do all my scans. Then my trading's done. My job's done, right? My job's done for the day. And then in the afternoon, around say 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I look at the market. I look at some of the intraday charts, such as the futures markets. I look at some of the forex pairs, and I'm using the exact same system across all markets, right? I'm not trying to guess or gamble. If you're guessing or gambling, then it's the wrong thing, right? Now, let me actually bring this up here. So this is you can see look at all these trades here, guys. Look at these are all different types of trades that have happened, this year. So anyway, What number am I up to here? So this is 104. So 104 screenshots that I've taken of different trades that have happened. Anyway, so this is the trade that I took yesterday on the futures markets. Now, if you guys remember exactly, I think it was my last video that I did before this video, I talked about the L-shaped pattern, right? All I'm looking for is really an L-shaped pattern in the markets. And what is the L-shaped pattern? I'm looking for what? I'm looking for a strong down and I'm looking for a slow across. Or I'm looking for a strong up and I'm looking for a sideways cross. Now, there's a little bit more detail to it than that, but that's the foundations of what I actually use to trade, right? And again, I have a complete checklist and so on and so forth that I use, but this is the trade that I took literally on the DAX yesterday in the afternoon my time, right? I was watching the futures markets and this is on a 2-minute chart. Look at this here. What do we have? Strong down. Can you see the L-shaped pattern? Really, really simple, right? And then my entry is when it actually breaks the low. I'm looking for L-shape, breakaway bar below the low. It just works phenomenal. Now, again, guys, it's important to know how to qualify this. So what I just taught you there literally is 80% of the system. And then the 20% is just making sure that we have enough of a sideways movement and we get the proper type of breakaway bar and so on and so forth. But this is the trade I took here, right here. And I got in there, right? And my maximum risk here, guys, my maximum risk is where? At the high of the bar. So that's see how that's the maximum risk there. So if I'm looking at that from a maximum risk, so the entry is there, that's the maximum risk there from there to there. Makes sense? So if I'm actually using, say, if I use, let's actually do this here, right? If I use this as an example, that there is, as you can see, so that roundabout there is my maximum risk, as you can see. So it did roughly, what's that? 1, 2, about 2.5 my maximum risk there, right? So you see what I'm saying there, guys, right? And obviously I exited on this candle here. So I exited right here on this candle here. So it gave me about 2.5 my maximum risk. Now what that simply means is that if I was risking $5,000 maximum on that trade, right, this gave me an over $10,000 profit in the space of about 10 minutes here, right? If I was risking, I risk a lot more than $5,000. But again, if you're risking, and this is where, guys, this is where trading can become really amazing for you, right? Because if you start to have a really high win-loss ratio and you start to risk $10,000, that's over $20,000 profit in 10 minutes. Now, yes, you have to know exactly what you're doing. You have to wait for it and so on and so forth. But I'm just sharing with you the trade that I took there. This is literally just yesterday. Now, the end of last week, this is a trade that I took on the Dow Jones on the 2-minute chart at the end of last week. Remember, I trade the futures market. I look at the DAX, look at the Dow, the S&P, those different futures markets in the afternoon my time. What do we have here? See this here? What do we have here? Look at this here. Straight down. Do you see the L-shaped pattern? And what is that? What is that through there? You see that through there? What is that? That is what? Oh. And if I, let me actually, this is actually obviously a PowerPoint here. Let me go to current slide. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is because, let me actually just do, let's go to, and the reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is because like trading for me, and then I'm going to get into the technical analysis side of things and the market updates, but I want to share the start of this video. The technical analysis for me, guys, or this whole system here is all about, is all about, it's all about just having the same system, right? I'm looking for the same system. There we go. I can just zoom in on this one instead of me mucking around that there. Anyway, but look at this here, right? Look at this here. See, that's really the same thing. Look at this here. Straight down, across, large bar breaking out. See how that looks really similar to what? To the DAX trade that I did yesterday. This is the trade that I did literally towards the end of last week on the futures market. I'm a trader first and foremost, traders, right? Look at this here. And then this thing just completely fell off a cliff. No, I didn't actually capture this whole move down from here to here, but I caught a good large percentage of it of that through there. Anyway, guys, I could actually show you trade after trade after trade after trade after trade after trade, right? All of them are the exact same thing for me. I'm not guessing, I'm not gambling, I'm not doing any of that sort of stuff. And if you're guessing, if you're gambling, that it's going to literally ruin your life from there. I don't try to guess and gamble. I'm going to go into a market update for you right now. I'm going to go into the S&P 500. I'm going to go into all the indices and gold and silver. I'm going to give you a market update. But when I'm actually trading the markets, guess what? I'm actually trading the markets based off my system. And if you do need some help, guys, then I've actually opened up my coaching program for 1 year coaching with me every single day. That's right, every single day. For 1 year, I'm actually going to be coaching you. If you want to get access to all the exact step, the checklist, you want to get access to my scans that I use to scan the markets, you want to be able to get access to me every single day, where I'm coaching you and helping you and showing you what I'm doing as well too, every single day. And if you're sick of tired of actually going backwards, guys, because I promise you, if you're guessing, you're gambling, you're never going to get ahead. I've been trading the markets now for 19 years, guys, and I've gone through hell and back of these markets, and I've now figured out the code to get ahead in the markets. And one of the codes is actually having a system that I follow every single day, whether I'm trading the stock market or whether I'm trading the futures markets. And so therefore, guys, I've actually opened up 5 spots only to my actual to my coaching program, because I'm going to be I've opened up 5 spots for 1 year worth of coaching, guys. Guys, this is what I want you to do right now. That very first thing in the description there, go click on that. You're going to go fill out and then that's going to take you straight over to an application form. When you click on the application form, guys, when you click on that and serve, you're going to be able to fill out the application form, and then I will personally call you to see if you're a good fit. Now, even if you're not a really good fit for the actual coaching program, guys, if you are not a good fit for the coaching program, I'll still be able to help you on the phone call to be able to help you move forward, right? So traders, this is what I want you to do right now. The first thing in the description, click on there, go fill out the application form. And again, this is for 1 year's worth of coaching, guys. If you're going backwards, if you're having a hard time this year, if you're struggling to read the market, understand the markets, understanding what goes into good quality setups, if you're looking to have scans to help you, maybe even have your trading done for half on that, you'll be able to see how many spots are left open. And then after that, once they're gone, they're gone. So go to that right now. So let's actually go through the actual stock market itself. Let's actually go through a bit of an update through here. So let's actually start off with the good old Dow Jones from here. So the Dow Jones to me right now is still in just a pullback phase, guys. Remember I said before, if you guys been watching me now, there's a difference between a change in trend and a pullback, right? Now, if we have a look at this here, an upward trend is what? Higher highs and higher lows, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, right? And a lot of the times these movements down here is what we call just a pullback. It's a pullback because it's pulling back against the trend. And then we tend to go up, we get a pullback, we tend to go up, and so on and so forth. Makes sense? So what we're looking through here, guys, is what we're seeing through here is we're seeing that this, if we had a look at the Dow Jones right now, if we're looking at this as a trend analysis, what would it actually be, right? It would actually be what? It would actually be up, pullback, up. So if we're looking at this, is it a change in trend or is it a pullback, right? What is this bit through here? It is what? It's probably likely to be what? Just a pullback in the markets, right? See that through there? And plus we actually have, so this to me, guys, is not a change in trend. It's not a complete crash. It's not the top of the markets. This is when it comes to the Dow Jones, okay? So the Dow Jones to me is just in a bit of what we call a pullback phase, and we're going through that. So we could get a bit of volatility, and as you can see in the actual pullback phases, and let me actually bring this up through to here. When we have the moving phases, or what we call the trend phases, see from there to there, we actually have pretty strong movement. But whenever we get the pullback phases, we tend to get what? See how we get a lot of volatility? Up and down, up and down, up and down. This is what's called a pullback phase, right? A pullback phase. So we get a lot of volatility in this one here. And that's the reason why if you're trying to trade this pullback phase, right? If you're trying to trade in that, you're probably going to get chopped around. This is one of the reasons why this is one of the reasons why my system is so successful, because I don't get involved with the pullback phase. I only get in when the market is likely to have that big move, right? Not the pullback phase. And again, if I bring up the example of the trade that I took just yesterday, look at this all through here, right? So you see how this here was the pullback phase before my entry bar. You don't get involved with this stuff here because you're probably likely to get chopped out of the markets through there. So and the reason why I bring that up is look what's happening here, right? We're doing what? We're going up, we're going down, we're going up, we're going down. See what we're doing through there, right? We're probably going to do something like that. Maybe even wait for this. This is a 52 moving average on the daily charts. Maybe even wait for that to come up, and then we start to break out and start to go for another move again. But in these pullback phases, if you're trying to trade those pullback phases, then you're probably getting chopped out because there's a lot of volatility in that. But then when it does start to move, look at this here. We start to get what? Really strong moves up, no volatility or very little volatility, and a nice move in that direction. So these pullback phases through here, you tend to get a lot of volatility through that, within that, before it makes the decision where it wants to go. When we actually start to trend either up or down, that's when the volatility goes away and we have a really nice movement in that direction there. Makes sense? So let's go look at the S&P 500 now. And once again, what's the S&P 500? Just in a pullback phase, right? It's just all it is just in a pullback phase. Now, looking at the S&P 500 traders, what we're looking at here is, if I look at this level here, there's actually a really important key level right now, around about this level here, right? See that 4,000, this 4,450 level? That's a really, 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 really important key level there, to actually, to see there. That's really resistance. Plus, we're also waiting for the moving average to catch up as well too. And we are getting this a little bit of a pullback out of these markets through here. So we could possibly waiting through there. That's going to be a really, really, really strong, important key level for the markets, this S&P 500 here, guys. Because if we do break that, then we'll probably have a lot more downside to come out of that one there. But we have to wait and see what this is going to do. Maybe we're just going to get a pullback through here before we race to new highs. If you actually look at my trailer video, right? If you actually go look at my trailer video, so on this is my trailer video that you have here, and oh, by the way, guys, if you I'm giving away a free trading course. If you want a free trading course, I used to sell this for $495, but I'm giving it away for free. People are absolutely loving this trading course. That second link in the description there, guys. If you're looking for the trading course, I'll go to johnsfreegift.com and you'll be able to get that. Anyway, you can see I did a video here 2 months ago, and the S&P, if I actually just click on this here, and let's go to here, right? If we click on this level here, what do we actually see? So we actually see the this is the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq was out, what's that, 2 months ago, 12,200, and then we also have the S&P 500. The S&P 500 was out, what's that, 4,136, and I actually say on this one here, I'm actually expecting the S&P 500 all-time highs to come. So I did this 2 months ago, this video here, and as you can see, so the S&P was at 4,136 when I was talking about that. So 4,136, which is probably around about here. And as you can see, we've gone through a big move, and the Nasdaq as well too. The purpose of me bringing that video up is to say that even if we do get some form of a pullback, guys, I'm not actually expecting a really big drop overall in the indices. Now, different stocks are probably going to have big drops because they've had really big moves up. I'm expecting that. But for the indices, I'm actually expecting all-time highs to come by the end of this year. Now, we're at August, so I'm actually expecting this thing to maybe just have what is this so far? We've actually done what? We've done a 2%. So we may even get like maybe a 5% pullback overall, maybe 5 or 10% pullback before we see another. And that's probably going to be it, right? This is just the pullback phase, guys, right? Because we're in a very big, strong bull market now on the S&P. And so therefore, look at this, up. Remember that pattern I told you before, guys? Remember, if you guys watched yesterday, the video I did before, right? Remember I said before, I'm looking for the L-shaped pattern. The L-shaped pattern like this for the trading. I'm looking for up and then sideways. What is this here? And look what happened. Anyway, it's just amazing, guys. It really is. And that's why the system that I trade is so successful, because I'm just looking for the L shape or the upside down L shape. Anyway, but again, guys, I have a, don't just go out there and start to trade that pattern. Now I have an actual checklist to qualify. Is it enough sideways movement? What type of breakaway bar are we getting, and so on and so forth, right? So anyway, so we're looking at this here, high, low, higher, low, and now we could be getting another higher low, but I'm actually expecting, even if we do get a little bit more of a pullback of this, guys, I'm actually expecting to see something like that by the end of this year. So how long this pullback's going to be, I don't know, but I'm actually expecting to see a lot more upside to come out of it on here. Now, looking at the Nasdaq is the one that is probably the one that's if you look at this here on the Nasdaq on a short-term level basis, we're at that 15,200 level. Is that indeed that resistance and support level through there? The Nasdaq has had a screaming move this year, right? low, high, low. We had this very, very big move up and come through it. So the Nasdaq to me is the one that I believe that if we are going to see more downside to come, it's probably going to be the one that's going to have the biggest move on the downside. Again, maybe 5 or 10% pullback out of that level through there. So when we're looking at that, and we're looking at the Nasdaq, we can actually see that's from that perspective, because we've had such a big move to the upside. We could do that, or what we could do, instead of seeing a big pullback, we could actually then overall see what, maybe even just a bit of sideways movement for a while this flattens out. So I wouldn't expect too much upside yet out of the Nasdaq, but we'll probably need a bit more sideways movement, right? Because whenever we do make a really big move to the upside, guys, the market tends to need a bit of a resting phase, and as you know, the tech stocks have been absolutely ballistic when it comes to that out of the market through there. So let's actually bring up this chart through here. You can see I've actually got some things going on here. I'm going to bring up a chart with no moving averages, and the reason why is I want to go share with you exactly what's happening here on the silver and gold market. So something's really interesting happening here, guys, on the silver and gold market. I did my last video, I was saying that if silver does hold here and start to break out, we could be getting ready for a really big move. Well, as you can see, right, silver hasn't done that if scenarios, right? So the if scenario is that silver hasn't done that, and now we're getting a very strong move down. This is not what you want to see for a bullish scenario on a short-term level basis. Looking at the silver market, we had a big move up, and now we're having even a stronger move down. So the buyers and sellers on the short-term level, guys, when it comes to silver and gold, they are fighting this out. Really fighting this out here, because again, guys, we really wanted to see maybe 50% of this level, right? We really wanted to see this bar here start to hold and start to rally back out like that. Since we haven't gotten that, silver is starting to look really ugly in the markets, and the same for gold as well too. Now gold is not quite there yet, right, when it comes to gold. So, but what I mean not quite there yet is that we're not there. We could actually still be making a higher low, and away we go for here. But what's happening here with gold, again, this could start to turn really ugly in these markets, because we're starting to roll over here now, and we're starting to and this is the art of trading, right, guys? Art of trading is what? It's just continue to view what the market's doing, not our ego, not my thoughts, not what I said in yesterday's video, right, or the video that I did the other day. Right, it's all about what? Continue to flow with these markets. And if I'm looking at this through here, look at this here. This is where the gold and silver could start to look pretty ugly. Look what's happening through here. What is this? What is this through here? This is what? Now a high. We're actually developing a lower high here now, guys, and it's rolling over. So while we're actually making a low, a higher low, and a higher low, right, we're making these higher lows. Guess what's now forming in these markets? It's now forming a lower high. We have to listen to that. I don't care about what my long-term projections are, which is a lot more upside for gold. I don't care what I'm thinking about gold or what I want to happen with gold. My analysis when it comes to the stock market here is what? High and now another lower high. I have to listen to that. And because if we start to break this level through here, guys, then we're probably going to have a nice move down towards that 1800 level when it comes to the gold market, right? When it comes to this market here. And even when it comes back down to silver, look what's happened with silver here. We're starting to develop what? And this is where, guys, it's important to have a look at that. Low, higher low, higher low. Look what's happening here. We're making a lower high. We haven't broken that low yet, which is around that $22 level. But if we do, and I'm telling you right now, guys, silver's probably going to have a move down towards that 21 level. That's that level through there. So let's go have a look at the gold mining stocks. And the gold mining stocks, guys, are doing the exact same thing right now. And this is where, guys, things are changing in these markets. We were in a slight upward trend, but as you can see, right, look at this here. This upward trend in the gold mining sector is now done what? Is now starting to change tune. And you're starting to see this with a lot of the stocks like NEM and the actual gold, which is Barrick Gold. You're starting to see a lot of these rolling over effect in these markets. And the market's actually changing its tune here, right? We have a high. Look at this here. significant lower high now, and now we're at these levels here. That's actually a very, very, very weak sign. If this was going to be a bullish sign, you'd want to see this thing start to really up like that and continue up like that. But since we're not doing that, this is actually starting to look really ugly, and we could start to get it. We could be getting ready for more of a downside drop out of these markets from here. So let's actually go and bring up, one thing I want to bring up, guys, is just a slurry of different stocks that I'm seeing through here. And I'll give you my quick little update and quick little analysis across here. So one thing I'm seeing with Apple, Apple's had a very big drop down. I wouldn't be too surprised to see Apple maybe have a bit of a rally up through here, and then maybe see through a bit of a move down through it. Apple's not going to just keep going down like that. We're probably going to do something like this. If it is going to roll over and start to come back down towards these $172 level, then Apple's probably going to do something like that. Moving over now through to 2222 Tesla. Tesla right now, as you can see, actually did this complete false breakout pattern. So it had a move up, a move down, another move up, and then it's had another move down. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see Tesla maybe even hold here for a little bit, maybe have a little bit of a bounce, and then maybe come back down to this level through here. Right, looking at that Tesla there. If we have a look at the weekly charts. But just remember too, on Tesla, we are in a very big, strong bull market through here. So we're in an up, pullback, up. This is just an overall pullback on that weekly chart. So I actually am expecting some sort of maybe longer term trend line to come into play for Tesla to start to go from there to there. Netflix, onto Netflix now. Netflix, very strong movement there. Let's actually go through to the markets. Be a very, 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 very sideways movement. If this thing does start to form into potentially a head and shoulder formation, shoulder, head, this could be a shoulder formation for me. If it does break that neckline there, then we're probably going to start to head back down towards maybe the 360 level on Netflix through there. Move over now through to Microsoft. And Microsoft is actually, look at that there, complete false breakout. And this is what I've been warning about, guys. For the last month, I've been saying, guys, you just want to, going long right now is going to be very, very, very risky in the markets, right? I was going to say, be careful. Be careful, be careful. It's like, what does be careful actually mean? Like, going long right now is very risky in the markets. It can keep going up, but then that's what I've been saying for the last month. And you can see these stocks actually rolling over when it comes to that level through there. So we could actually see a bit more downside to come out of Microsoft. But if we have a look at this here, guys, once again, what all this is just a nice, healthy pullback that's out of the markets through here. So we may get just like a bit of a pullback from there to there. I can see we see up, down, up, down, maybe down for the next couple of months, right? But what is that down on this one here? This is what? Just a pullback before we potentially see more upside to come out of that. We just don't know how deep and steep that pullback is going to be. Let's go Adobe through here. And Adobe, this actually could be some form of a false breakout pattern. We have to wait and see. If it does break the 520 level on Adobe, we're probably going to start to head back down towards the 480 level. Move over now through to Amazon. And Amazon is just screaming, powering, right? Look at this here. Amazon is actually pretty close to, or actually right out level, right out. A very strong area of support and resistance in the past. So actually you had a big run up. That tells me now we had a very big run up from there to there. So from that point there, guys, I wouldn't be too surprised to see this being like a bit of a up, down, up, little false breakout, and then maybe start to head back down again from there to there. But then again, guys, once again, what are we in? We're in a very big bull market. So if we do get a month or two pullback, it's just got to be a big pullback from here to here, right, before we actually see something like that from there to there. Let's go look at, say, Meta as well too. Meta right now is starting to peter out a lot more here. So if we do start, if we actually break this level here on Meta, which is that support level there, which is around that where it is right now, 312. If we do break that level, we're probably going to head back down towards this 290 level on Meta. And last off the list, guys, which is Nvidia. Nvidia, same sort of thing, guys. If Nvidia does break this whole 444 level. So 444 level where it is there. Then we're probably going to see a move down to maybe 400, possibly even down towards this 380 level there. So there we go, traders. Hope this helps you out. In-depth market update for you guys. Do not gamble, do not guess. Use a system to trade, and I'll speak to you in the next video.